Hello everyone, here is WWX Studio. I will share some life tips or reading notes on this channel. I hope you can get some useful knowledge to make life better and more interesting. Today, I want to introduce to you a classic financial management book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. The author is Robert Kiyosaki. This book can be said to completely subvert my concept of financial management. I dare not say that after reading this book, you can achieve financial freedom immediately. But it can definitely help you open another door in life and let you see a different world. I highly recommend this good book for everyone to read. Let us start now. Since childhood, most of us have been instilled with a set of traditional concepts. Study hard and get admitted to university. Find a stable job after graduation. Try to save money to buy a house. Get married and have children. Get a salary increase and work all the way to retirement at the age of 50 or 60. But have you ever stopped to think this way of life? Is it really the ideal life we want to live? Take a look around. Many well-educated people have achieved good results in their careers and have a high-paying job. It looks beautiful on the surface, but in fact it is often trapped by money. Constantly struggling financially, life is dominated by various daily expenses. Working hard every day is just to pay for home loans, car loans, children's tuition, and various bills, facing financial pressure. Most people choose to keep working hard desperately to make more money, but the results are often in vain. Because the more you earn, the more you spend. And the author tells the root cause of the real problem in the book. In fact, it is caused by people's consumption patterns and lack of financial knowledge. If you don't figure out what is going on, even if you make more money, the problem can't be solved. People want to have something better, cooler, and more comfortable. This is normal, we are born to like new and interesting things. But the happiness bought with money is often very short-lived. For example, recently you bought a new smartphone. The joy of buying it may only last for about a week, but what happens after that joy is over? Then you want to buy more and better things, and this forms a repeating behavior pattern. People work hard every day to make money and consume. Then work harder to make more money and consume more expensive items. This cycle keeps repeating. In the end, life will fall into a repeating endless loop, like a mouse running in a circle. No matter how long it runs, still can't escape that circle. This is the trap of the rat race. Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book provides some very valuable solutions. He is not telling readers which stock to buy or which type of investment to make. Instead, the author introduces the rich people's way of thinking to readers in simple and understandable text. He taught us how to look at money, work, life, how to think and make the smartest choice in life. Next, I will share the 3 key points captured in the book, which can help you achieve the freedom of wealth and the ideal life you want to live. The first point. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities and focus on buying and building assets that belong to you. This is the most important core concept in the whole book. The first step in accumulating wealth is to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. This is a little different from the balance sheet used by accounting in our general perception. The author uses a statement that is easier for us to understand as an explanation. That's what assets are: things that can put money in your pocket. And debt is something that takes money out of your pocket. Anything can be an asset or a liability, it depends on how you apply it. For example, you own a house. You need to repay a loan of $1,000 to the bank every month. Then this house is your debt, because it will take $1,000 from your pocket every month. But if you put this house on Airbnb or rent it out in other ways, you can get $2,000 in income every month, then it becomes your asset. Every month, it will automatically put $2,000 into your pocket or bank account. In short, assets are things that can put money in your pockets every month, that is, cash flow. It's that simple. Perhaps you have already understood this truth. However, it is often overlooked because of its simplicity. Just observe a little. In fact, most people treat money in the opposite way in their lives. There is a newly married couple in the book. Both have college degrees and have a good income. Since both of them have good earning power, their deposits have gradually increased. Soon, they decided to buy a house of their own. Buying a house means they have to carry a 30-year mortgage. Along with it is a new car, new furniture, and new electrical appliances. Suddenly, their debts came up. The next thing to face is monthly debt and credit card bills. Soon, the child was also born. Family expenses and bills are getting higher and higher. To pay these bills, they must work harder and strive for greater income. But their consumption habits have not changed. While income is increasing, various living expenses are also increasing. Finally, they fell into the trap of the rat race, can't escape from work. When you get here, you can think about it. The real problem is not making enough money. It's that they don't know how to deal with the money in their hands. This is what the author keeps saying in the book. Lack of financial knowledge and the consequences of not understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. The reason why the rich are getting richer is because they buy assets. They use cash flow generated by assets to meet daily expenses. Then put the remaining money into assets. This way, assets will continue to grow, the relative income will also increase. Assets are getting bigger and bigger, like a snowball. This is why the rich are getting richer. For most of the middle class, their main source of income is their monthly salary. And as their salary increases, their expenditures and liabilities also increase. They regard houses and cars as their main assets, but they don't put money on assets that can generate cash flow. Their lives depend entirely on their boss and company. Work as a last resort, make money, buy things, pay off debts, and pay bills. Living day after day, year after year. Think about it carefully. Is the situation of this couple very similar to most of us? Then ask yourself, is this the ideal life we want to live? The key to solving the above problems is to truly understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Correct your consumption habits and continue to buy or build assets that can generate income. At the same time, reduce debt and unnecessary expenses. Stick to it. Your assets will gradually increase, then put the excess money back into assets. The accumulation of time will slowly accumulate its own cash flow portfolio, until your assets generate enough income to meet your living expenses. Eventually, you don't need to rely on salary anymore, you will achieve financial freedom. At that time, even if you no longer work, the income from assets can continue to sustain your life. You will have more choices in your life, you can choose to live the life you want. No longer need to be forced to do things you don't like for debt and living expenses. The author had summarized the following key points. The rich will first consider buying or building assets. The income of the poor can only cover basic expenses. The middle class will buy liabilities that they think are assets. Remember, first spend your money on assets that can generate cash flow. Then came to the second point. The rich are concerned about their careers and assets. The author said, people with financial problems often spend their entire lives working for others. Most people lose everything after they lose their jobs. Because what supports their lives is a fixed monthly salary. Our education system today is dedicated to let young people learn professional knowledge in school and find a stable job. In the end, their lives will revolve around this job. Forget about paying attention to your own career and finances. Instead, it takes a lifetime to focus on other people's careers and make others richer. So, for financial safety, the author reminds readers to pay attention to their own business. The career mentioned here is an asset, not your monthly salary. The secret mentioned above is to know the difference between assets and liabilities and only buy or build assets. The wealthy people always care about assets, while most people only care about income. Control your monthly expenditures while continuing to work. Use the saved money to buy real assets instead of liabilities and various luxury goods. Once you put $1 into the asset, don't let it come out. This dollar goes into your assets, it becomes your employee. It can work 24 hours a day without interruption. Create an endless stream of cash flow for you. So what are the assets that can bring cash flow? The author also shares several types of real assets in the book. The first, a business that can operate normally without your presence. You own them, but they are run or managed by others. Your monthly income will automatically flow into your bank account. It can be a restaurant that you run or Airbnb that you entrust others to run for you, and etc. Second, stock. By buying stable growth companies, share company profits with listed companies. Third, bond. Obtain stable interest income by buying corporate bonds. Fourth, real estate that can generate income. It can be rented out houses or rented out properties in various forms. Then get a fixed monthly cash flow. Fifth, copyright. For example, music, manuscripts, ebooks, or creative works in any form. Take more time to think about these things, especially in the era of such an explosion of internet information. Many opportunities await us to discover. The rise of the internet has provided many low-cost money-making opportunities. For example, running a blog, making websites, YouTube, Facebook, or various online shopping platforms, and etc. Make good use of all our resources. With a little creativity, you can also have your own business. Build a solid cash flow asset portfolio to help you achieve financial freedom early and live the life you want. Third point, overcome laziness and act now. Being busy is just another form of laziness. We have all heard the story of someone working hard to make money. He worked hard, hoping to make his wife and children's lives better. So he stayed in the office all day and took work home on weekends. Finally, one day, when he returned home, he found that his wife had left him with the child. In fact, he knew that there were some problems between himself and his wife. But he would rather choose work than improve the relationship between them. This incident made him very frustrated. So his performance at work is not as good as before. In the end, he lost his job, and his life fell into a low ebb. There are many people who are too busy at work and do not care about their financial problems. There are also many people who are too busy at work and do not take care of their bodies. These two kinds of people are busy for the same reason. They use busyness as an excuse to avoid problems. They don't want to face the issues that really matter in life. If they are not busy with work, they may be busy with TV shows, chasing drama, shopping, and etc. Use these things to fill their own time and refuse to stop and think. In short, they knew in their hearts that they were avoiding some very important things. This is the most common manifestation of laziness. A kind of laziness disguised by busyness. Think about it. Is the current life really what you want? If you copy your current life, it will be repeated for the next 30 years. If you live this life, would you still want to go on like this? If you know that you are lacking in a certain problem, you should find an expert in the field or a related book. Educate yourself immediately. Seeing this, everyone should already understand that education and wisdom about money are very important. Get started early. Let the brain absorb useful knowledge every day. Take online courses or read books about business or investment. Then take action. Start with a small amount of money, or go to the library and look for a book, or go online to find some relevant information, and then learn in the process. The most important thing is to start first. Remember, if you want something you never get, then you have to do something you have never done before. When you start to act and do something different, your life will also change. From this moment on, whenever you think about buying a new car or house, stop and think about the reason behind buying this thing. Is it really necessary? Or just want to satisfy your vanity? Or just want others to see it? Life is your own, don't make stupid choices to cater to those around you. Increasing income and salary alone will not solve the problem. Carefully examine your own consumption habits and see your inner world clearly. What are the correct values? God has given each of us two great gifts, which are thought and time. You can use these two gifts to do what you want. Every dollar comes into your hands, you and only you have the right to decide how to use it. Use it stupidly, you choose poverty. Spend money on debt, you will become a middle class. You invest your own, learn how to acquire assets, wealth will become your goal and your future. The choice is up to you. Every day, in the face of every dollar of choice, you are choosing to be a poor or rich. There are still many concepts in the book worthy of consideration. I really recommend everyone to find this book and read it. There are more than 10 books in the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. Friends who are interested can also read more. I believe that, if everyone is willing to understand the way of thinking and concepts of the rich, mentioned in the book, then apply it to your own life, your finances and life will definitely take a different path. I hope you liked today's video, and you can take something away from it. If my videos have some influence on your life, I hope you can also subscribe to my channel, or share the video with friends around you as support. Thank you everyone, see you in the next video. Goodbye.